one thing I just discovered we forgot was some very nice mittens or something, so I wouldn't burn myself. But anyway, we'll do the best I can. All right. So what we did, again, we put 3 of these into the microwave, and we microwave them for 8 minutes on high, and then we just took them and flipped them over for another 7 minutes, total of 15 minutes. Again, in the bag, okay? Now you have to be careful, this is hotter than heck, right? And the steam is hot and everything else, okay? But again, it's in the bag. Now what I try to do is when I cut it on my cutting board at home, I try to leave it right in the bag. And when I'm all done, I take it all off. The cutting board's clean too, a little rinse and I'm done. I mean, I just try to make it economical as far as but I'm going to take it out and do it so that you can see it a little bit better. Right? Right now, I'm going to pass out an ear of corn, right? And I got marks on it. And you can see the corn begins to grow right here. Okay? And what you want to do is cut it right there, right where you have the mark. Sooner than that, it won't come out too late, you're wasting too much. Just pass it around so you can take a look. But here's what I want to show you. Okay. Just cutting it. Okay. Now you waste a little bit of corn, not much, maybe 5% or so, but you grab it and turn it over and give it a little shake. And you're done. Okay? All the silt and everything stays in here. Yeah. It's great. I mean, it's absolutely positively great. Okay? So if you've never seen that before, you want to remember this, because I'll tell you right now, I have not cooked corn any other way when I saw this a couple of years ago. Everything else is too messy and it's too difficult. Again, just grab it. But sometimes, right, it doesn't want to come out and you got to kind of really give it a shake. Sometimes I really shake it like crazy. So far it hasn't flown out and hit anything, but you get the idea. And I got one more. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these into 3 different pieces, so we'll have only 9, and obviously a lot more people here than 9. So if you've never had corn cooked this way, all right, the first 9 people that come up to grab one, it's yours. I don't know how else to do it, frankly. Okay, and again, just grab it, and out it comes. And all the stuff is in there. And again, if you do it like I do in the plastic bag, you just toss it out and you're done. It's pretty amazing, actually. I enjoy it every time I do that because I don't have to clean it.
How many minutes again did you say?
Okay, all right. It's the basic thing is 7 minutes per ear. All right. When you cook 2 ears, it's not 14 minutes. You have to reduce it. Okay. Cook 3 ears, you reduce it more. So these are 15, which is only 5 minutes a ear. If I was doing 4 or 5, then I would reduce it per ear more than that. Okay. All right. Okay. Go into the kitchen and ask Nell if she would give me 9 plates. Uh-oh, you're in trouble. Going back upstairs. I'm sorry I don't have enough for everybody, but again, all I expect you to do is maybe take a taste for anybody that comes up and wants it. But if you don't come up and want it, and I think you do, I'm going to force it on you. Thank you very much. Okay. And for our star, I'll go give you one. Okay. This is hot, so be careful. Okay. Who's never had it this way? It's hot. Joan, see you force a couple on.
Over here, anybody? Raise your hand.
Thank you.
You got it. Again, it's hot. If you forget, what do you say? How long? Whatever. Just give me a call. Send me an email. Happy to do it. No question about it. I'm always here for you. Try to be anyway. So happy to do it. The black bean dip was black beans. Big thing. We wash the top of the can first. You remember wiping it, okay? Take the beans and then rinse them really well. Very important if you're using canned beans to rinse them really well. You do not want any of the liquid that's left in the beans. Okay? That is all the indigestible sugars and starches that, as was mentioned, make you toot. Okay? So you get rid of that, and also beans are a powerhouse of protein. Much more than meats and so on and so forth. So where do you get your protein, dude? Beans are great. I also brought this out here too. It's Italian-style stewed tomatoes. All the tomato people would make different kind of stewed tomatoes. If you read the ingredients, some have high fructose corn syrup in it. You may want to get something else. Almost all of them have some sugar or something like that. You're not going to avoid it all. But the seasonings are really pretty good. You try one of these, and you say, okay, I want to make a quick meal, particularly if you're living by yourself or something like that, whatever, okay? I mean, you dump this in and mash up the things and cook a little whole wheat pasta, and you got spaghetti. I mean, you'd be surprised how much easy it is to make these taste good. You don't like quite the flavor, you add a little something to it, some spices or something like that, or you chop up a few black olives and toss in, you put some black beans into it, whatever. I mean, just all kinds of things you can do. This is the kind of salsa we used. Obviously, there's plenty of different kinds of salsas. You have to look at it to make sure it doesn't include oil. This is the kind of salsa that Jonah did making the black bean dip. All right, it says paste, which I've been using for a long time. It comes in mild, medium, and hot. We use mild and medium combined. I think it just gives a nice level. Okay, the hot is very, very hot. You put a teaspoon of hot in that whole thing, and to me it's very hot, but anyway. But whatever you like. I mean, it's all whatever you like. So that's really good. This is jasmine brown rice. I just got it out. Jasmine brown rice. Jasmine is nice because it has a little different flavor. It cooks quicker than regular brown rice. Okay. You can buy a 5-pound bag of jasmine brown rice at Walmart for $6.45 or so. Cheap. I mean, a 5-pound bag is a lot. Okay. You can get a 5-pound bag of brown rice, regular brown rice, which is also very good, long grain brown rice at Publix, almost always on sale for $3 to $3.50. 5 pounds worth. I mean, you could feed a lot. You could feed everybody here a nice big meal of rice and other things, all right, for that money. So people say, oh, you can't eat this way. It's too expensive. Okay? All right? No. I mean, it can be too expensive if you make it that way. For the most part, it's not. Plus, when you're eating right, your health is going to be better, which means the drugs you're on, you won't need anymore. All the doctor visits you were going to have, you don't take anymore. I mean, you save tons and tons of money. The one guy I mentioned saved over $800 per month just on his medications, without considering the doctor visits he used to go to every other 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever it was. I mean, it was just constant in and out, constant in and out. It ruled his life. No longer. He's out doing the stuff he wants to do. He's enjoying his life like never has before. It really is great. In fact, he often comes here. He's not here today, but he often comes here. All right. That's that. Okay.
Modern Americans are described as eating breakfast in their cars, lunch at their desks, and chicken from a bucket. Within the last few decades, Americans are eating out more and more and cooking fewer meals at home. And food prepared at home tends to be healthier. Less saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium, more fiber. And so the benefits to preparing healthful food at home may include chronic disease prevention. But even during the recession, folks were found resistant to dietary change and kept going out to eat or bringing it home. Almost half of all fast food eaten by children is eaten at home. So just because they're technically eating at home doesn't mean they're eating healthy. Even when food is prepared at home, it still may not mean much, as most dinners were found to incorporate processed commercial foods. Microwaving a frozen pizza ain't exactly home cooking. One of the problems is many people no longer know how to cook. For example, one study reported that 25% of the men had absolutely no cooking skills whatsoever. It is encouraging to see the new wave of interest in cooking, numerous TV shows, but what are they actually cooking? A study in the UK compared the nutritional content of meals created by television chefs with ready meals, like TV dinners, to compare both with nutrition guidelines set forth by the World Health Organization. They looked at 100 of each, and not a single one complied with the nutrition standards. And the TV chef recipes were even less healthy than the TV dinners. Many people just don't know how to make healthy food taste good. This is not a new problem. As an editorial in the Journal of the American Medical Association bemoaned back in 1913, in the United States, vegetables are frequently boiled in a way that deprives them of their characteristic odor and toothsomeness. Villainous and idiotic are the only adjectives that can describe our methods of cooking vegetables in the United States. Is there any research showing that cooking meals at home actually improves health outcomes? Do people who cook live longer? We didn't know until now. Researchers in Taiwan found that those who cook their own food are healthier and do indeed appear to live longer. In a 10-year study, they found that those who cooked most frequently had only 59% of the mortality risk. And this took into account the exercise people got, grocery shopping, and physical function, chewing ability. So why did they live longer? Well, those that cooked ate more nutritious foods, as evidenced by their higher consumption of vegetables. The effect on mortality was much more evident in women than in men, though. It turns out that men were, with doubtful justification, more positive about the nutritive value of convenience food. So their idea of cooking was more like microwaving a Pop-Tart, whereas women who cook actually make better food choices. As one author noted, last century we began the long process of turning over to the food industry many of the decisions about what we eat. Today, our staggering rates of obesity and diabetes are testimony to the faith we put in corporations to feed us well. But the food industry is a business, not a parent. It doesn't care what we eat as long as we're willing to pay for it. Home cooking these days has far more than sentimental value. It's a survival skill.